Hey everyone, welcome to this month's question of the month. As you know, every month I'm going to answer your questions. All you need to do, go to yoganatomy.com/myquestion and I'll answer that for you, okay? Now, we got two submissions, one from Teresa, one from Nina, and they were very similar questions. So, at first I thought I was getting spammed on the forum, but I don't think so. And it's one of my favorite subjects and favorite muscles to talk about, so why not? Okay, so the first question is from Teresa, and it goes, "Hi David, I recently got my first headstands and working on improvements, but I have one problem. As I took photos of me in headstand, I noticed my shoulder blades are really sticking out, like they are retracted too much. I'm not sure if it's a real problem. I'm trying to push in my forearms, not head, and engaging my serratus anterior as well in headstand, but it just looks so bad, so I'm not sure if this is proper alignment. I'm doing a lot of strength work for arms, core, and back, so lack of strength shouldn't be a problem, I think. Thanks for your advice." And then the question from Nina was, "Hi, I started practice headstand recently. When I took photos in headstand," a lot of people taking pictures of their headstands out there, which, no judgment, is a good way to spot little things like this that they both point out, and it might help you too. Nothing wrong with taking photos or a video of yourself to try to understand what you're doing and how you're doing it. Anyway, when I took photos in headstand, I noticed that my shoulder blades are sticking out a lot. Two people with their shoulder blades sticking out. Must be a new trend. I'm trying to engage my core as much as I can to push to arms, not head. See why I thought these were spam? They're very similar. Maybe they're in the same class. Not head, but it just looks terrible with those shoulder blades. Is something wrong with that? Thanks for your answer. Let's start with that last bit first. And both of them ended with, is this really a problem? Is this? Okay. Depending on how much it is, how much your shoulder blades are sticking out, it may or may not be a problem. It's not necessarily a problem if you don't have all of the weight on your head. It might not be that big of a problem, but it is telling you something. That's for sure. And almost always, and Teresa alluded to this, almost always when you see shoulder blades sticking out, and you're almost always going to see the edge of your inner shoulder blade. The question is whether it's sticking out quite a bit. If it's sticking out quite a bit, it means that serratus anterior is probably not engaged as much as it could be. It doesn't mean it's not engaged at all. Okay? So typically, shoulder blades sticking up, serratus anterior. You see it in high plank. I've talked about it loads of times. Plenty of articles on the website. Just go to the articles page, type in serratus, hit search, and you'll see what I'm talking about. There is probably something going on. It could be when you set up, the way in which at that moment of setup, not doing enough of pulling the elbows around the front enough. You might just be setting up kind of lazily. I'll say it that way. Not that you're being lazy, but not quite enough of that action. Pulling the elbow forward when you set that forearm up. Okay? So try engaging it more from the beginning and see if you can figure out how to get those shoulder blades down. And the other thing to consider is, especially if you do that first, is it might not be a problem. You might be engaging serratus enough. Again, if the weight's not on your head completely, then that's a good thing. So you might be fine. There might not be anything to fix here. Okay, but it's a very common question. So, okay, I hope that helped. Both of you at the same time. If you've got a question you want me to answer, go to yoganatomy.com/myquestion.